No, it's not new.
Okay.
So we're going to start lying down on the bed and draw one leg as if
That's
you
what
had a string attached to your knee.
That's what I couldn't
And you drag it to the point that you feel that the leg can rotate in the hip socket and the foot would be on the ground. And you let it go. And you do it several times, allowing the hip to roll with the leg. So your whole body
totally forgot that.
is moving. And after you do this for a few times in your right leg, then you're going to do it with the left leg. And once you anchored the foot to the floor, your hip is anchored to the floor, to the bed.
Yes.
And you let go. And you drag, strings pulling, turning the leg in the hip socket, anchoring, and letting it go. And then when it feels comfortable, you can get a little bit more tempo to it.
A little more what?
Tempo.
Mm-hmm.
But as you see, as my leg drags, my hip slants. I'm moving my hip.
Yes.
And then you can start going from one.
Is this just before bed, or is this? Should I be doing this?
You can do it in the morning. That's wonderful for morning as well.
Right. And then you alternate.
And now I'm alternating, and I'm allowing the hip to move. So I'm actually ironing the sacrum.
Yes.
But it's the same quality.
Got it.
Then you bring.
What do you call that?
I call it finding the relationship between the heel, knee, and hip.
Yes.
But you can call it anything that makes sense to you. Then you bring your legs to this position when your feet are on the floor and your knees are, and you start rotating the hip up towards your lower back. You hover with your tail a little bit over.
Butt off the ground.
Yeah, you're hovering. You're not pushing up.
Yeah.
You're just hovering.
Right,
it's like a hammock. And you're allowing all the organs to drop and relax. And the sacrum, the flat bone here is just hanging kind of in midair.
Yes.
And then you slowly iron it back down.
Now that's different than what I have been doing.
Yeah?
I haven't been hovering. I've just been
tilting.
And
so now we are like rolling it and hover and allowing everything to drop.
Yes.
And then you come back. And then you come again. So you do that a few times. And that's very good for digestion also, to kind of turn all the intestines upside down a little bit. Then you can straighten one leg and bring the other leg above the chest or the hip, as high as it will go comfortably, and start rocking side to side. So now you're ironing the sacrum from left to right. And eventually,
we need to write these down.
What?
We need to write these down.
I'm recording it.
Oh.
And then you're going to bring it across the body. You can take the right hand and put it on the left leg for weight. And now you have a play between your left shoulder and your right, between your left shoulder and your left knee.
And you're letting that play?
I'm letting it play, yeah.
Keeping that left shoulder on the ground.
I'm not forcing it on the ground. As my knee comes towards the ground, this shoulder wants to come off the ground.
Yes.
So now I'm going to bring that shoulder back to the ground and the knee will come off the ground. So that's the play that I have between the shoulder and the knee. Right. And then I roll the hip back and then the leg comes with the hip. And I let the leg fall out and lengthen. And then I do the same thing to the other side. I bring the leg up above the hip and I cross it back and forth from right to left, ironing the lower back.
Right.
And then I cross it over. And now I have that relationship between the right knee to the right shoulder.
What is this working on?
It's working on the rotation.
Right.
And opening and stretching all these muscles that have been so tight all day long. So right now you're stretching the hip muscle.
Do you do this in your yoga class?
Yeah.
Do you? Okay, gotcha.
In variations.
Right.
You know, not always just like that.
Right.
Like today, from here we went also up and down, which I'm not putting here right now.
Right. So I'm going to get a disc of what you're doing?
I'm sending it by mail, yeah. And then you're going to roll with the hip back to the ground. Open the leg and relax.
Oh,
what happened?
What you doing?
And then you can also kind of hug your shoulders and rock from side to side.
Yes.
All the way down to the hip. And after that, your back should feel pretty flat and relaxed and ready to sleep.
Thank you. Well, that sounds good to incorporate that because I'm doing parts of that now, but I'm not really doing it